it going, Raider Nation? It's JT coming at you with another episode of the Raidercast, your podcast for everything silver and black. Today, well, a couple days ago, Dov Kleinman, who's a kind of source guy, I guess, tweeted out this tweet. Teams around the league expect the Raiders to aggressively tweak their roster, and that includes Josh McDaniels and GM Dave Ziegler getting their own guys while moving on from team veterans. NFL teams will keep an eye on tight end Darren Waller and wide receiver Hunter Renfrow, per at Jeremy Fowler at ESPN, who is an actual reliable source, while Dov Kleinman is just kind of repeats garbage and repeats everyone else's info and gets his own following and likes and stuff like that. So, with that in mind, do I think that the Raiders move on from Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow? The very simple answer is no, they don't. Why in God's name would they ever move on from Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow? Before I get into explaining why, don't forget to like and subscribe to this Raiders channel, who will also be turning into a XFL Vipers channel. The Vegas Vipers will be starting their season very soon on February 18th. And I will be covering all different like sports and stuff like that, all different stats and videos, and providing live streams for their games and stuff like that, game day lives and all that good stuff. So if you like that type of content, if you like the Raiders content, and if you like the type of Raiders content I produce and want to watch more of the XFL stuff, definitely tune in for that. So definitely like and subscribe here. But to discuss further of why I think that Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow are not going anywhere is because of their contracts. If you get rid of them now, the cap hit is stupid. I mean, for Hunter Renfrow, the dead cap is $11 million if traded. For Darren Waller, it is $8 million if traded. And then you only have one more year of their contract, which is this upcoming season. And if you want to move on from them, you absolutely can. There's an out specifically made just in case they don't live up to their contract. So why the fuck would you trade them now? There's no point. You still have 1 year left in their deal, basically. Obviously, if you want to extend them beyond 2024, you have the option to. But if you don't want to and you don't think their production's been good enough, then get rid of them. Like, I don't think Darren Waller's contract is going to last beyond this season very well. And even if they continue on with if they do re-sign him to his third, fourth, or even maybe fifth year, if they at any point decide that they don't want him anymore, the dead cap is fucking minimal. It's $330,000 after 2025. 2024 is $495,000. 2026 is $165,000. For Hunter Renfrow, it's $5 million. So it's a little bit more, but you still have that out in a very minimal cap hit. So why would you trade them after injured seasons? Both Hunter Renfrow coming off a Pro Bowl season in 2021. 1,000 yards. He had an insane amount. He had a good amount of touchdowns. He had 9 touchdowns, and I mean, he had career lows obviously this season. 330 yards, yards per game 33, 6.6 yards per target, catch percentage of 72%, which is actually average to normal, a little bit below average, but that's okay. I mean, he only played 10 games and only started 1. He's never started below 4 in his previous season. So that just goes to show that he just had a down year. He had an injured year. Matt Collins kind of took his spot because he was so injured. He had a concussion for a solid amount of time. And so he didn't really get the ability, it was early in the season, it was week 2, so he didn't really be able acclimated at practices during the season, at the beginning of the season, and then eventually he had an oblique injury, so he was on IR for a bit. Same thing with Darren Waller. He just had terrible injury luck this season, and he still put up great numbers down the stretch. I mean, down the stretch, he put up over half of his production was the last 4 games. 48, 58, 72, 35 yards, 2 touchdowns across 4 games. Catch percentage, 180, 60, 33. Numbers. Didn't put up great numbers in his last game, but, we all sucked. The whole team sucked against Kansas City, but against Pittsburgh and against New England and honestly San Francisco, he all had great games. He had solid games. He showed why he's still one of the better tight ends. Do I think he'll go back to his 2019-2020 years? Probably not. I don't think he's going to reach that level, especially when you have Devontae Adams, especially when you have Josh Jacobs possibly coming back. You have Hunter Renfrow as an available target as well, but I don't see why he's not going to have an insanely good year again. The season before, he had another injured year, but he still put up over 600 yards. Even if we only get 600 yards out of Renfrow or a little bit more than that, that's fine. There's no reason to trade these types of players, especially only 1 year into the system, and I don't think we're going to get a lot of return out of them. And if we do, we get an insane amount of value for them, like a great picks or stuff like that. Then sure, I guess trade them, but I don't see why we would trade them. We would have traded Darren Waller this season because he was on IR, and Packers were still clearly interested. And even at the trade deadline, they were still willing to give a second-round pick for Darren Waller, but we said basically no. We wanted to keep Darren Waller. So why would we get rid of him now? And why would we get rid of Hunter Renfrow, who is literally the epitome of a Patriots wide receiver, epitome of McDaniels as a type of wide receiver, this little short white guy slot receiver who can put up great numbers and has great hands and can put up great touchdowns in the red zone. So why would we get rid of these players that fit McDaniels' scheme pretty damn well? It just doesn't make sense. People are running away with this story. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. The title was slightly clickbait because people just clicking on everything saying like, oh, we got to get rid of Waller or Renfrow, or like, this is why we should get rid of them. No, we should absolutely not get rid of them. There are reasons why people would want to come here, especially quarterbacks like Tom Brady, if we're really aiming for that. Or if you have a rookie, why the fuck would you get rid of Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow and really only have Devontae Adams left? What's the point? Keep those guys. If they don't play up to their contract this season, cut them. That's the whole point of their fucking contracts, is that you can get rid of them after the season if they don't perform. Oh my god, it was so annoying. It's so annoying watching all these people speculate about getting rid of Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. It would have already happened if they were gone, or there would be way more talks than just this one tweet from one person. Now everyone's running away with it. It's really annoying. It's stupid. It's a non-story. It's nothing. It's a nothing story. Really, the only story that's going to happen in the next half a month, February 15th, is what happens with Derek Carr. That's the only story that we have anything for. Aaron Rodgers is not making a decision for a little bit. Tom Brady is not making a decision for a little bit. The draft is not till April. The free agency doesn't start till March 15th. Literally nothing can happen. Nothing is going to happen in this next month except for the Derek Carr situation. That is the only situation that's going to get resolved or absolved or whatever the fuck happens. So, I mean, it kind of sucks that there's nothing going on right now, but that's just how it is. There's NFL honors coming up, there's the Pro Bowl coming up, there's the Super Bowl coming up, and then after that, we have nothing for a month, which sucks, except for the Derek Carr situation. And sign some, free agents like Adam Butler like we did today, or Tyler Johnson the other day. So, this is very much a non-story. I was very much annoyed by it. It's a little bit of a long video for saying basically nothing. Basically saying this was my answer is no. So, yeah, that is my answer. Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow will be Raiders next season. After that, I have no idea. It depends on how they play. So, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of a rant, because it was much more of a rant than an actual, super breakdown video. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. If not, I don't know. Tell me why you didn't like it. I don't know. But I hope you guys had an absolutely fantastic day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, Raider Nation.